Teamwork make the dream work. I love it.
Yes, we definitely want to be able to capture any of these moments right now because the way things are moving, I look forward to being able to come back in history and, review some of the things that we've gone through to get to this point. Um, Things are happening at a very rapid pace. A lot of people are seeing, tremendous success in a very short period of time. And one of the things that truly sets this platform apart or this opportunity apart from many of the things that we have experienced is the fact that if you notice, there's not a whole lot of pressure to make money just by sharing with other people and things like that, to have a platform that provides you the ability to generate some type of digital reward on a daily basis based on your own physical activity. And and whether someone else whether you bring somebody else into the fold or not, you still get to earn. That's such a refreshing thing. But at the same time, because that is happening, we are just innately wanting to share, our experience with other people, and the success is still coming because other people want to experience the things that we're experiencing at the same time. So I want to welcome any of you to the call this evening. If this is your very first time, we welcome you. Definitely want to thank the person that shared this opportunity with you and invited you out to the call. And I hope that once we've concluded, that you've been able to take away some information that will allow you to make an informed decision as to whether or not participating in this platform will be for you or not. If not, we still thank you for being here. But at the same time, I believe that as we go through a short overview for those of you that have never been able to experience what this actually is, once we conclude it, I do truly believe that you will see what many of us see and will want to participate in some level. The barrier of entry is extremely low. So it is something that just about everyone around the globe has the ability to actually participate in or with. So what I'm going to do, just to lay it out, and Ken, you just let me know, shoot me a message or whatever if when she jumps online, and I'll wrap it up. But I want to go through a brief overview for those that are new so that you can truly understand what it is that we are all excited about at this time. The name of this platform is called GetFit Mining. GetFit Mining is a move to earn platform. Many of you that may be new to the crypto space may be like, okay, what is that? What I've never heard of move to earn. What does that mean? What that means is that you and I as individuals have an opportunity to actually earn digital rewards on a daily basis simply by using our physical activity and the technology that we already have in our hands pretty much all day, every day. Your mobile device, your mobile phone allows you the ability to actually earn digital rewards. And let me see here. I want to see if I can pull this up. Let me know, Ken. You can raise your hand. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So GetFit Mining is the name of the platform. All right. Well, this particular platform is not something that is new, nor is the move to earn space. Now, this particular platform has actually evolved over the past 3 years into what we're all looking at and calling a groundbreaking blockchain ecosystem that allows us, you and me, the ability to earn from our physical activity. And it has been inspired by the original Bitcoin white paper. The Bitcoin white paper actually set the stage for what we all know as crypto, what has made crypto and blockchain technology become mainstream. and is quite frankly the catalyst to why the majority, if not all of us, or even thinking about cryptocurrency, considering cryptography and blockchain technology has been around for many, many years. But the writings and what was laid out in the Bitcoin white paper set the stage of what could be a revolutionary financial ecosystem, unlike the fiat world that most of us or all of us are accustomed to. And as such, this platform has been designed to be totally decentralized, meaning there's no one source, no one person or small group of people that actually control it. It is a self-sustaining ecosystem that is driven by uh, individuals in a peer-to-peer community. That means you and me, the people that are actually involved in the ecosystem, are the ones that actually drive the ecosystem and determines its success or failure long term. As I stated, GetFit mining has been in existence and been going through development over the last 3 years. Now that the infrastructure has been built, things have been put in place, what is happening, GetFit mining is rebranding to be called MoveQuest. This rebranding should officially transpire sometime between September the 15th and September the 30th of this year. So in a few weeks, we'll be rebranding. You would ask, why is it rebranding? It is rebranding because the way the infrastructure has been put in place, it has set a foundation for other things to actually morph from it and allow for more than just one way for individuals like you and I to actually be able to earn in the ecosystem. So the name MoveQuest does a better job of truly encapsulating the true essence of what this platform actually represents. So when you really look at it, for those of you that have had any real experience in the crypto space, and we'll touch on some of these things momentarily, but when you start looking at how it follows the writings in the Bitcoin white paper, and you really look at how it's structured, you can't help but say to yourself, wait a minute, this is crypto that's actually being done the right way. The reason why we say that is because those that have had any type of experience in crypto, and most of us have had quite a few experiences with platforms that are no longer here today. And the reason why they're no longer here today typically falls into one of these categories or some hybrid version of it, meaning that, crypto projects that just come out with large numbers of pre-sale tokens with the whole premise of being able to raise capital to go and develop a project behind an idea that they came up with, oftentimes on a whim. And the people behind it usually lack the expertise or a true commitment to seeing the project through to the point where it's able to actually deliver a meaningful product to the marketplace that can be sustainable. And then you have trading platforms that offer unrealistic daily returns of 1%, 2%, 3% returns 7 days a week, 365 days a year, or whatever the case may be. But when you really look at it, most of them do not last. And it's because they're not able to actually deliver on it. And what happens is you wake up one morning and the website is gone, or you go to withdraw and there's no liquidity for you to be able to access it. And when you look around, there's no recourse because there's nobody to call, nobody to contact. And this platform that said that they was trading typically is not. But they're taking your digital assets, your crypto, in as a form of payment. And for the few people that they decide to pay out or what have you, they're sending crypto out, and they're obfuscating regulatory bodies around the world simply because they're not accepting fiat currency. Then you have smart contract platforms that truly leverage the essence or the true power of blockchain technology The only problem is they lack a product, service, or solution that causes a person or a customer to consistently come back. And what ends up happening for the most part, you have new money consistently paying out old money. And when old money is withdrawing and no new money is coming in, it fizzles, it goes away, and the last people in end up getting the short end of the stick. And I'm sure many of you can resonate with having been in that position. And last but not least, you have the projects that are out there that, say all the right things, have the fancy websites, pay people for a short period of time so that they can gain individuals' trust, so that they can bring more money into the platform. And then all of a sudden you wake up and the website is gone. Yet again, no one to call, no one to contact, nothing you can do. Left holding the short end of the stick yet again. Well, when I first saw MoveQuest, what is soon to be MoveQuest, GetFit mining, there were several things that over the years of me being in the crypto space truly stood out. Because having experienced those things that we just mentioned, over time, you start creating a barrier around yourself and saying, wait a minute, I am not getting involved with a project that doesn't check the right boxes. And when I started looking at this project, I said the first thing I looked at was the fact that, okay, we have a competent development team, people that actually know what they're doing. You have a committed development team and creator that are standing behind the project, evidenced by their 3 years of development. Why can we see commitment? Not only because of the time that it has taken to develop it, test it, and get it to the point where it is today, but because it is a totally self-funded project. The creator of the platform said, you know what? I'm not going to go out and ask the public to invest in a coin that has no value in hopes that one day I will be able to deliver a product that they would want or take interest in long term. She said, I'm going to actually put my money where my mouth is, along with that time, energy, and effort over time to deliver a product first. So I'm not bringing in any investors that I'm going to have to turn around and give a large sum of tokens to in order for them to be able to recoup their investment. The developers that I have working for me on this project, they're not going to get an allocation of tokens for the work that they put forward. I pay them for the work that they do. And as the creator of the project, if I am building something that is truly meant to last, then I should be able to earn the same way the people that are engaged in this platform will actually earn. And if I do it right, I'll make my money anyway. So what does that mean for me and you? That means that there's no large sum of tokens that were already given away to people on the front end of the project, so that when we come in, we are providing value to the assets that they're holding, allowing them to go to the market and dump those tokens and leave us yet again holding the bag. That's not the case here. A project was put in place that is totally decentralized and managed by smart contracts, meaning with smart contracts that have been renounced, that means that them being programmed that say, if this, then that, means that when we go out and we perform our physical activity on a daily basis, then the system automatically does what it was programmed to do initially, and that is provide us our portion of that day's digital reward. And the way this is structured as a self-funding ecosystem, as more and more people participate in the platform, it provides the liquidity that allows the engine to run, and those tokens that we receive on a daily basis have value. And the more people that come in, leading into the community-driven aspect of this, the more people that are a part of the community actually drive or help drive the economy. And as in a healthy economy, just like in the real world, if you have a healthy economy, you have a healthy value of the asset within that economy. But unlike in the fiat world, where the value of the dollar can be manipulated by the government being able to print more of the dollar, within this ecosystem, again, going back to the Bitcoin white paper and almost following it to a T, there's only 21 million tokens that will ever be in circulation. We also have a halving, just like Bitcoin, meaning that only a certain number of tokens are distributed on a daily basis, and every 4 years that gets cut in half so that we can protect the actual circulating supply, which helps maintain value in the token. And behind all of that, we have a liquidity provision that actually helps maintain stability in the market, meaning it can tell when there needs to be a liquidity injection or when it needs to go out and actually purchase tokens from the exchange, from the open market, and take them out of circulation so that we can maintain stability. Those are the things that we as investors, I would think, would want to have in place, because we're tired of being in platforms that have no true substance, no real ecosystem, no product, service, or solution that causes people to want to consistently be engaged long term. This is what made it stand out to me when I first saw it, and when I started looking and experiencing what this ecosystem actually had to bring. So one would ask, okay, how does it work? Well, there's various components of the GetFit mining ecosystem.
Mr. Pro,
Number, say that.
real quick, you're lighting it up, brother. You're killing it. I'm just letting you know our guest is here.
All right, all right. Tell her to raise her hand if she want me to shut up. But
Yeah, I was letting you go because I was like, where do I stop him? He's just doing a phenomenal job as usual. But yeah, she's here. So, Lynette, you're here. I'll ask you to unmute. You just come in and, take the baton and let's keep this thing going. It's incredible. Let me see where I just saw her. I just saw her and then she just kind of ran away there. There we go. All right, you can unmute if you're there, Lynette.
Honestly, Herschel, I think you're doing a great job. I'm actually enjoying listening to it. So I'm gonna let you finish. I don't confuse people, and then I'll just add my 2 cents in.
There you go. I just wanted to make sure we knew that if that was the case. Awesome. Take it
I'm
away,
not
brother.
the best presenter of this, honestly,
Wow.
because I get too deep into detail. I lose everybody.
He's doing great.
Okay, well, no problem. I'm gonna wrap this up and put a bow on it real quick so you can actually share your thoughts and feelings and direction of where this is actually going. But for those of you that are here for the first time, what we do to participate in this platform, number one, we bring our proof of physical activity. What the project is actually delivering is they have created an app, the GetFit mining app, that is downloaded, whether you have an Android or iOS device, onto your mobile device, okay? It syncs with Google Fit or Apple Health to track users' activities such as steps, distance, calories, workouts, and sleep. So these are the 5 things that on a daily basis, we have positioned ourselves as miners in this ecosystem to actually earn from. But if you look at these things, for the majority of us, these are things that we do every day. Outside of some of you may not work out. But at some level, these are activities that you're doing every day. And we have the ability to actually earn from that. So when you hear GetFit mining, it's not that now you have to start going to work out. If you haven't been, let's look at it from this perspective of you can earn from what you're already doing right now. We'll expand on that momentarily. But then, other than the app, what each individual in this ecosystem has to do in order to earn, we bring the physical activity. However, we also have to have what we call mining capacity. In order to have mining capacity, everybody in this ecosystem has to purchase at least one digital miner for the ecosystem. And that digital miner, in conjunction with its mining capacity, along with the physical activity that we put forth as individuals on a daily basis, those are the things that determine how we are able to earn, or how much we're able to earn on a daily basis. As you can see depicted on the screen, there are presently 5 different levels of miners within this ecosystem. We have the Lenny miner, primary, ultra, alpha, and omega, and each one of them respectively increases in their mining capacity. Now, when you look at how everything is structured, each account can have up to 7 miners working at any one point in time. This structure somewhat gamifies this entire ecosystem. It's like a real world video game. Why? Because we're trying as individuals to earn as much as we possibly can. And to do so, we're working out more. We're starting to move more for those that are extremely sedentary. You start moving a little bit more. Why? Because you're being motivated to do so, because the more you move in this platform, the more you're able to earn. And the more power that you have working for you, the more you're able to earn. So each individual is trying to balance, or trying to have as much power and put forth as much energy as they can on a daily basis so that they can earn more. Once you've acquired your miners, you heard me mention that you can have up to 7 miners working for you at any one point in time. Now, when you acquire those miners are acquired in MQT, the MoveQuest token. The project that we're talking about right now is all operating on the Avalanche blockchain. So you have to go out to the open market, acquire MQT, then you need that MQT to come back and purchase your miner. Everyone starts at the same level with the lowest powered miner, and then you progress from there. That's the first utility of the MQT token. The second use of the MQT token, which is where we are now, is what's called the mining docks. In order to have 7 miners on the operating for you, everyone gets 1 mining dock for free. In order to unlock the additional 6, these have to be unlocked in the US dollar equivalent of what you see on the screen in MQT. Again, another utility for the MoveQuest token. So there is truly a use for it, unlike most tokens that are out there that have no use. Now, you heard me say somewhat gamifies things, and the fact that you can actually acquire more mining power. Well, this is how you do that. Everybody, yet again, comes in at the same level, that Lenny miner. Well, if an individual wants to go from a Lenny miner that has a 50% mining capacity, they can actually evolve that up to a primary miner. And the current cost to do that is the 30 USDT, the equivalent of 30 US dollars in USDT, to take that Lenny and go from 50% mining capacity up to 100% mining capacity. So it can double in power. Now, if a person wants even more, and this has to be done for each miner. So if a person wants to go from primary and get more mining power, they can evolve from a primary up to an ultra for an additional 40 USDT. If they want to go from ultra to an alpha and increase their mining capacity from, they went from 50 to 100, 100 to 125, they can go from ultra to alpha and boost their mining power for that particular miner up to 175% mining capacity. But at this stage, something unique happens because everybody would want to eventually get to the highest powered miner in the ecosystem, working for them in each of these 7 available docking slots. But in order to acquire an Omega, you can't just buy an Omega. You have to start with not 1, but 2 Lennies, not necessarily at the same time. However, you would have to evolve 2 Lennies through this process to where you have at least 2 alphas. Those 2 alphas can then be merged into an Omega and docked in your docking slots to start mining for you. To merge 2 alphas into an Omega is actually during this promotional period while we're going through our rebrand. The cost to do so is 100 USDT per miner. Regular price is 120 USDT at regular price. But again, that Omega miner gives you a 300% mining capacity. So if you have 7 Omegas, for those of you that are real go-getters, as opposed to having 1 Lenny at docked in your free docking slot, which is perfectly fine because each person that does that will earn on a daily basis. But if you had 7 Lennies at 50% mining capacity each, that's 350% mining capacity, as opposed to 7 Omegas where you would have 2100% mining capacity, allowing you to earn more on a daily basis, and everything else just kind of falls in between. But a person does not have to do this day one or out the gate. They can either evolve out of pocket instantly, they can evolve out of pocket over time, or they can evolve out of profit over time, or any combination or variation of those options. So we bring the proof of physical activity. The platform provides the app, the miners, the mining docks, and the ability to evolve our miners up for more power. But one thing we have to address, and this is always something that comes into play when we're talking about technology, and in the conversation, when you start hearing words like tracking, monitoring, submitting data, and things like that, understand that MoveQuest prioritizes user privacy by ensuring that personal information is not shared with third parties or stored on servers. More importantly, with this being a decentralized platform, you never had to give them your personal information to begin with. Therefore, there's no third party or server that they could provide it to or store it on because they don't have it to begin with. Why? Because all transactions occur directly on the blockchain, guaranteeing transparency and privacy protection for all of us. You heard everything up to this point has been talking about the things that we can do physically to generate digital rewards and be able to enhance our financial position. However, you've also heard me talk about, but I really want to make sure this particular piece hits home. You've heard me talk about being more active so that you could earn more, but the focus should be beyond just the financial gains that come from that additional activity that individuals are incentivized to actually produce or generate on a daily basis. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this entire platform, although it does offer financial rewards, it also promotes improved health, wellness, overall fitness. And to be honest with you, that is just as important, if not more important, quite frankly, than the financial gains that individuals can actually receive from participating in the platform. That motivation to stay active is what is really driving a lot of people that have gotten engaged with this platform. And I like to call it the perfect marriage between health and wealth. So if any of the things that I've stated at this particular point sound of interest to you as an individual, the question would be, would it look like for me to actually get started? Well, the first thing you would need to do is either A, determine how much you would like to put forth toward this project, and then you could back into, how many miners you want to buy, what evolution you want to go through, how many docking slots you want to open, or you can actually do it in reverse. You can say, I want this many miners, I want this many docking slots, and determine how much that will cost. Either way, the first thing is to determine an amount that you're going to be utilizing to engage with the platform. Secondly, you're going to need a decentralized application wallet. I personally recommend, after seeing several hundred signups on this platform, I personally recommend, if you are new to crypto, to utilize a MetaMask wallet at this time. Those of you that are familiar with Trust Wallet and Token Pocket and some of the other wallets, feel free. They all work because you're already accustomed to how to utilize them, to how to buy crypto, how to swap, and things of that nature. Any of those wallets will work. MetaMask just happens to be the most user-friendly for individuals, whether you're using a PC or your mobile device. It has full functionality in both places, and it also allows you to swap for all the tokens inside of the wallet versus the necessity to go out to Uniswap, which is the decentralized exchange in which the token has been listed on. It just simplifies the process. Once you have a decentralized wallet in place, now you're going to fund that wallet with AVAX. AVAX is the native token to the Avalanche chain in which this project is operating on. And then you will be able to, if you're using MetaMask, swap AVAX directly into MQT to purchase your miners and unlock your docking slots. And then you can take AVAX and swap it into USDT in order to actually evolve any miners you choose to evolve at that time. You'll want to make sure that you get an activation code from the person that shared this platform or opportunity with you so that you can go to the sign up page in the GetFit Mining, on the GetFit Mining website, where you will see a 6-step process. You will go through and complete the 6 sections. And at the end, it will guide you through downloading the GetFit Mining app. And then you will connect the fitness apps that's already native to your device, whether it be Apple Health for iOS users or Google Fit for Android users. And that will allow you to then start mining. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a brief overview of the GetFit Mining, soon to be MoveQuest platform. We are extending the opportunity for you, should you find value in what you've heard or seen. We definitely want you to do your own research and make an informed decision for you and your family as to whether or not this is right for you or not. Do not spend $1 unless you are comfortable parting with your hard-earned money. There are no guarantees in any way, shape, form, or fashion. When it comes to, even though this is not investing because you're actually purchasing a digital asset, and that digital asset allows you to mine a token. And I always ask, would you rather have a glass of milk or the cow that produces the milk? And these miners are filling up gallons of it every day. We extend the offer to you to come drink some. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hand it back over to Mr. Ken Francis, who can introduce the creator of this platform this evening.
Oh, man, I was going to let you go ahead and just tie all that together. That was incredible. Yeah, I mean, folks, it's just getting better and better. That's all I can say. Yeah, look at the chat. Fire, fire, fire. That's what that was. That was an incredible presentation. It just gets better and better. The energy was incredible. Appreciate that, Herschel. And yeah, we want to bring up Miss Lynette Artin, somebody that was a visionary, someone that's just grinded this thing out over the last 3 or 4 years, probably longer than that. It's always been inside of her, obviously. When you hear her speak about it and you see her level of understanding and her level of just just precision when it comes to what blockchain is, how it should function, why it should work this way, and why she's put together what she's put together, the passion, the heart, the intention, all that's there when you hear her speak. So I want to bring up Miss Lynette Artin. I know she has some things she wants to share. Herschel, you cover the presentations. I think we might hear something special tonight. So I'm just setting you up, Miss Lynette. Are you there? Can you hear me? Let me go ahead and get you unmuted here. Unmute. There you go.
All right, there I am. Well, I
Avatar
don't know
and
about
all.
you guys. I am super excited. It's just been an amazing, what's it been, 33 days since we started
Yeah.
mining on Avalanche August 1st, and we listed the MoveQuest token on July 22nd. But, Herschel, you do a great job presenting because I end up going way too deep into like the technical stuff, and then I know I lose people. But I guess what I would add to this is that those of you that have been in other projects, we've all been in them. Um, you know, they don't last. And they don't last because I don't know why. I mean, I know why they don't last, but I don't know why these people create these projects and they haven't done their homework to really understand what it takes for crypto to really work. And you have to think about the blockchains. They are self-funding ecosystems. They have a use, right, for their coin. We're not a blockchain, we're a project, but you still have to use the same fundamentals or they're not going to work. And so can I share my screen?
Yeah, you should
Yes,
be
go
able
right
to.
ahead. Yes,
Let me
you're
see.
our co-host. Yes.
Okay, good. I can. All right, let me do this. So what I want to show you is first the token, because everybody is always like, well, how can it do this? Why is it doing this? Well,
Well, that's
this
the other
money,
one.
no, this is the real one. This is
Uh,
ours. This is, I got that stuff up there. You guys all beware. We are not on Solana. So if you find the MoveQuest on Solana chain, it's a complete fraud scam. I've got my lawyers right now working on getting all that stuff removed, cease desist letters and going after whoever the culprit is that did it. So we got a pretty good team on it. I'm pretty confident we're going to figure out exactly who did it and then bring the wrath on them. But don't go, if you see MoveQuest on a Solana chain, it is fake. Somehow Dex Screener, they were able to submit, and I think Dex Screener thinks it was legit. Well, now they know now they've gotten the information that it's not, so it should be down pretty soon. So if you come across, this is all fraud, fake. If you did buy tokens, sell them, get the heck out of there. We are not on Solana. They're only there to rip you off. So I keep it up. See, this is what they did, Ken. They listed that. They even have our website, Twitter, and
yeah,
Telegram
it's
to
crazy.
see they manage the pool. They'll take your money. What they were hoping is that it would get up. I'm sure. What probably it is what's going on, and we're going to get this a lot. You're going to have okay, I won't tell you what I call them. People
Mhm.
like, that think they're experts in the crypto space or they want to critique it and call me a scammer and whatnot. I'm very transparent. I haven't scammed a soul. This is 1,000% legitimate, and I'm going to share with you on the real exchange why. You see this money right here? This is your liquidity. The money that you spend in this project stays with the project. Other projects take all that. They don't leave it for the project. It's a self-funding ecosystem. When you mint a miner, it plays no role in the ecosystem itself. It just reduces the supply of tokens, okay, because it returns them back to the safe so that in 2060, when the 20 million MoveQuests are in circulation, it still has tokens in the vault. So when it does its final halving from 28, it'll halve into 14 and it'll halve into 7. And so it'll continue to mine well beyond our lives because it's always removing those tokens. So every time a miner is minted, those MoveQuest tokens go back into the vault. This project never sells MoveQuest. There was no allocation of MoveQuest to me, to the developers, to any of the admins, to any of customer support. There's not been one MoveQuest given away or allocated. There's none set aside for marketing. There's none set aside for development. Nothing. Why? Because that's the token of the project. When the project creator starts selling those tokens or they allocate them, then you've got a project that's going to go sideways. It doesn't work like that here. When you mint those miners, it removes MoveQuest from circulation. When you go through the gamification parts and pieces of this application within the ecosystem, when you plug your miners in to the mining dock, it takes MoveQuest. So let me see here. This is the mining dock. When you plug it in, it's taking that MoveQuest. That MoveQuest 100% of it is liquidity. This here is the fees that you pay for submission. That's done in Avalanche. What does that AVAX do? Well, it either is converted well, it's all converted to UST, and then that USDT goes and buys MoveQuest, brings it back to the USDT, pairs it, adds it to liquidity. This here is the airdrop. Okay, this is where the distribution of tokens is at. And so every week, 17,500 of them goes into the airdrop contract, so that 2,500 are distributed every day. And as the community grows, then the distribution will begin to increase based on what the liquidity is in the pool, what the selling trends are, what the buy trends are. It's an algorithm that it uses. So it will begin to increase that amount up to the 5,447 that go out in the first year every day, 2.6 million, the same amount that went out with Bitcoin. And then it'll do 7,200 a day next year. Community will be up and it'll just be automated, where the whole year supply goes into the airdrop, where right now only 1 week at a time is being added based on the size of the community growth. So this here, these are MoveQuest tokens that are in that airdrop. This here is, oh, that's not a contract. It's a contract, but not one that has anything to do with the ecosystem. This is the safe. There's 20,683,921 MoveQuests that are in the safe. Okay, those are not in circulation. When you come over here and you look at this here, oh, that's the safe again. But what this is showing you is these MoveQuest here. When you mint those miners, this is what's returned back to the vault from the minting of those miners. So whenever you see it coming from the address ending in 4576, those are being returned to the vault from the minting of those miners. So you can see there's a bunch of them. That 17,500 I'm telling you about, that's coming out of the safe. That's this contract right here. This is the safe where the tokens are at, going into that airdrop contract. Okay, they're not being given to anybody. They're not being distributed to anybody. They're going into the airdrop for that daily distribution. And then whenever you see, here we go, 4546, that's 343. MoveQuest went back in. Whenever you see this, the one that ends in C06, when the token was listed with 100,000, it will return 100,000 back to the safe. So whenever you see anything going back to the safe from the address here that ends in C06, it's just returning excess MoveQuest from the 100,000 that was listed with the original liquidity. So it's eventually sending that back. So only the mined tokens are in circulation, nothing prior to that. So it's got a very tight tokenomics with the token. Then this here, this is showing you where the increase of the liquidity is being done. Okay, and again, it's all coming from, you'll see the C06. Here you've got MoveQuest. When it says out, it's because it's going into that liquidity. That's liquidity, the one that ends in 8199. Here, 10,000 was paired to 157 MoveQuest, added as liquidity. That was $20,000. So you can go to these contracts and you can see everything. It's all 100% transparent. There's 173 pages of liquidity that's been added to this pool. Why? Because you're spending that money. Every time you mint a miner, it's removing MoveQuest. Every time you dock, every time you evolve, every time you submit, every time you claim, every time you create a challenge, every time you create an event, it stays with the liquidity. You're spending the money in an ecosystem. In your typical project, they take all of that. They get an allocation of tokens. They did a pre-sale, diluted the market before they had the liquidity there. They pocket everything that you spend in a typical project. That and beyond would be in my pocket, and I'd be off spending your hard-earned money while you were sitting here trying to make money on a token that probably hadn't hit 10 or 20 cents. And that's why they don't work. If you build the project right, the project creator can use the project the same as everybody else. I buy my tokens or I mine my tokens, and I do not hold the most tokens in this project, okay? Creator, and I don't hold the most tokens. In fact, I'm not even up on the top. I don't even think, I know I'm not even on the top 10 because there's people that have bought more. You can come and look at the MoveQuest. This first one, that's the safe. That's the vault that's holding those tokens. 98.49% are still in the vault. This here is the liquidity pool. That's what those 23 million are. This here, this is probably the most exciting part. that 21 million or 21 million, 21,556, that's at C06. That's what is connected to the evolution. That's MoveQuest that the evolution has purchased at much lower prices. See, the evolution contract wants to buy as much MoveQuest at the lowest price as possible. Because when MoveQuest goes up to the $300, $400, $500 mark, it takes less of this for the liquidity, which gives you more value in the liquidity pool. So the evolution works just like the human should, who's buying and selling. You buy as low as you can and you sell as high as you can. You never buy high and sell low. A lot of people do that because they get, they freak out when they start seeing the community of people who were asked in these projects. You provide the liquidity. You go buy the token pair, you add the liquidity, and then we're going to give you a reward in transaction fees. Okay, guess what? Those transaction fee rewards are about bleh. They're not even worth you locking up your money. So what do? You're going to pull your money because you can make better use of it than making a few bucks every day or two by locking up 50 or $100,000. So a liquidity providers, they start to pull that liquidity, the first big pull, then another one, and then another one, and you start seeing the community start to pull that liquidity. It's not the project itself pulling the liquidity, it's the community who is asked to provide the liquidity that pulls it. What happens is that your project creators allocate so many tokens to themselves and they get that price up where they want it, then they sell all their tokens. And then the community starts to pull the liquidity because they've seen that happen. And then everybody starts to sell their tokens because they can see the end coming and they all crash. None of that exists here. No allocation, nothing. There's not one piece in this project that ever sells MoveQuest. Okay, I buy, I mine, just like everybody else. The development team, they buy, they mine. Customer support, they buy, they mine. The community, they buy, they mine. That's what provides the liquidity. Not one person in this community has gone out of their pocket to supply liquidity because that doesn't work. But you're providing the liquidity because you're engaging in the ecosystem. And so I buy tokens because I want the token to go up. I mine tokens because I want to get them from my proof of physical activity. And so it's a level playing field and everybody wins here. And this is why you see the token doing what it's doing. Why? Because the community is engaged and all of that goes into the liquidity. And so if the community who is here, if you're careful on how you're selling your tokens, it's going to be even higher than what the project itself does. Okay, the project is designed to constantly be pushing that liquidity in. But the most important thing that everybody needs to understand, because you'll hear people say this, yeah, but when new people quit coming in, it's going to crash. No, because we don't have that piece in here. And I'm going to just bring up my little handy dandy spreadsheet so I can show you this. But when you mint the miners, that just pushes the MoveQuest back into the vault. Where you're getting that market value here in the token is through all of that liquidity. So the more people, it doesn't take a ton of people. But once that comes in, I'm going to, oops, wrong one. It's this one right here. We're looking at this. I'm going to give you some numbers for an example. Not one single person, let's say we got 23,750 people that are in this project mining, right? They've got 7 miners, whatever level they're at. They're plugged into the mining dock and they're mining. So they're all engaged in the ecosystem. 23,750 people are joining challenges, they're creating challenges, events, they've evolved, they're submitting and they're claiming and they're doing all the activities that you can do inside the app. Well, we just look at the submissions, okay? 23,750 people, this is what we're looking at a token value. People say, well, how can you predict that? Well, because we know what the ecosystem does and we project that every single person is going to sell every single MoveQuest that they've ever mined or purchased. And so we can get a really good idea based on that. And then what the actual ecosystem does. So when you have 23,000 people, 750, not one single person ever comes in and mints another miner, but you still got 23,750 people who are mining with 7 Omega or 7 miners, whatever level they are. And at this point, I don't know what the lease or what the submission fee will be. I just threw 20 bucks in there because there's an algorithm that it follows, so it knows when to increase it for the stabilization of the pool. That's 3 million $325,000 a day that's coming in through submissions. Okay. Now it has to go and buy the MoveQuest. So it takes half of that. It goes and buys the MoveQuest, and then it pairs it to the USDT, and then it adds it, and that's $4,987,000 a day that's added into liquidity. And not one single person came in to mint a miner. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It doesn't need new members. Are we building a community right now? Absolutely. We've only been mining on the chain for 30 days. Of course, we're building a community. Do we want to see 1 million people here? Oh, yeah. You see 1 million people here, it's game over. And we have way surpassed Bitcoin. And we are by far the #1 project and changed so many lives globally. Absolutely, we want to see millions of people here. But if we only see 23,750, I mean, that 23,750 people are going to have a problems, collecting off of $1.8 billion a year. And that's just one part of the app. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that all of the inner workings of the app, the ecosystem, you're making incredible money, but it's stabilizing itself because the community provides the liquidity because you're spending the money inside the project. It's not going into the project creator's pocket or the admins or the customer support or the development team or marketing or any of this other stuff. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way. Yes, 10% of never the MoveQuest. There's a percentage of AVAX and a percentage of USDT that stays with a project for marketing purposes, development purposes, and updating or upgrading and different things that we add. But it's between 10 and 20% depending on what piece of the ecosystem. So 80 to 90% of everything you do in this app stays with the project as liquidity. It's the way they're supposed to be built. If you do it right, I'm going to be just as wealthy as the rest of you because I'm doing the same things you're doing, and the project just takes care of itself. And it doesn't need me. Everything is on chain. Our servers cost less than $25 a month because we don't hold anything there. There's only images there. You do everything. Every time you push a button, you're making a call to a contract. You're submitting your proof of physical activity. We don't even know who that proof of physical activity belongs to. Why? Because you're connecting through a wallet. It's completely decentralized. You manage all of your own stuff. I don't push a button so you get paid. You make a call to a contract and the contract pays you. It's just the way it works. Everything's done in real time. It's all done instantly. You're in total control. That's the way a crypto project should be built. And once you get involved in this, you're going to know what ones to stay away from because there isn't another one out there like us. We're the only ones. And I am really excited that you guys all gave us the opportunity to prove our system so you can see how it works. And I hope you guys love it as much as we do. We put 3 years into making this project. And, I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we do. That's about all I got to add, Herschel.
Hey,
Well,
hey Lynette, hey Herschel, can we see what the 10,000 looks like? Because we have Project 10,000. I just want, you some people weren't ready for what you just showed them. I know they just fell off in their seat and they're like, oh my God. Because we've seen some of these numbers and that's why I started grinning. I saw Herschel. I was like, yeah, this is going to be crazy. But show us what just 10,000 people, because folks, we can do this. It's already done. But show us what just 10,000 submitting wallets looks like. What is that price point of that token? With
Let me
10,000
get us
people.
back to what the real token price is because is that where we're at? That's close enough, isn't it? That is 10,000 people. Let me bring this up a little bit bigger. How many is this? That's 1,900. I'm not sure exactly how many. I got to play with this a little bit till I get us close enough.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can wait.
Okay, 9,500 and the token will be roughly
Okay.
around 1,867.
Huh. Wow. Interesting.
And
Are
see,
you
the
kidding?
ecosystem is what stabilizes that market value. Every time you upgrade, every time you submit, every time you claim, you create a challenge, you join a challenge, you lease out your miners, all of that money, you're driving the market up to this price. Why? Because you're building a community. So it's the community who's driving it to this price, but then it's the ecosystem who stabilizes it at that price. And that's why you see the token not reversing. And people are selling. I mean, we're averaging anywhere from 150 to 200,000 dollars a day selling. This is only day 33 or 34. It is not hurting that nothing. I mean, you see what it's doing, but it's because the ecosystem is kicking in. The ecosystem continues to, stabilize that market. The community drives the market value up. Why? Because you buy the MoveQuest to mint the miner. You buy the MoveQuest to unlock your mining dock. You buy the MoveQuest to do the challenges, the leasing, all of these features that'll be here in the ecosystem when we rebrand. So there's going to be even more use for that MoveQuest. You have to go to the exchange to buy it, or you have to mine it. And so once you do all of these, once you're participating in the ecosystem, it just stabilizes what the community is doing by driving up the price when you purchase the MoveQuest. Every time you buy the MoveQuest, it brings up the market value. Every time you sell, of course, it's removing, what it's doing is it's adding MoveQuest to the pool and it's removing the USDT. So then the MoveQuest, there's more MoveQuest. That means that the price goes down. When somebody comes and buys it, they're taking MoveQuest out of the pool and they're adding the USDT. That makes the MoveQuest go up and it drives up the market value. Then you come in, you're participating in the ecosystem stabilizes. And we just went to $70. I think this is our all-time high.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
and
the
while I was
information.
on this Zoom,
Yes.
where did I see that at?
You see
There
that,
wasn't it.
Ken? 8,500 people, $1,300 a coin. And while Lynette was talking, we reached an all-time high again.
Man, I'm
Yeah,
telling
and
you.
I thought I saw the evolution ad in here. Yep, right there. So in the evolution, you see here, there's that wallet. You'll see here, there's never been a sell. That's the evolution. Where is it at? Let me get back to it right here. You see
Hmm.
that? It's bought 1.1 million in MoveQuest. It's sold 0. But see, so it buys because it has to pair, and then it takes the $10,000 worth of MoveQuest that it bought and it pairs it to USDT and it added it. That happened 47 minutes ago. And we
Hmm.
were on the Zoom. Okay, then you can see all the activity that's taken place. And we went up. We didn't even, at that point when that was added, what was it?
Yeah.
Let me get back down here. We're right there. So the market value was at $69.66 when it purchased that 10,000. And just in
Hmm.
that short amount of time, all those sales took place and we're still at $70.58.
Hmm. Incredible. Yeah, I see
And
some
that's the
questions in the
ecosystem.
yeah, it's incredible in that. I see some questions in the chat about, the leasing program and all. I just want y'all to focus real quick. Okay, do this for me. I'm gonna steal this from Mr. Anthony DeLoach. How many of us how many we have on here, Herschel? Almost 266 people. Put a one in the chat if you've been in any type of networking, an affiliate program, cryptocurrency project over the last 10 years, 20 years, whatever, and you had in that deal, of course, ones, more than 10,000 people. Put a one in the chat. I know and it's just everybody. Everybody's been in a deal for the most part, and there's been more than 10,000 people in those communities. What are we waiting on? We should have 500 people on here every day, every night. 10,000 is, I won't say it's a joke, it's some work, but it's literally already done. And we're going to get there. But I'm just like, what is the real number? What can we really go do? I just get excited because I've seen the power in people and collective movements. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. Millions is what we're talking about here, right? The word of mouth marketing and the viralism of what Lynette has put together. I can feel the energy in everybody here. Everyone here is vibrating right now. I know it. I know I am. I'm pumped. I'm so excited about what we can go out here and do. So just want to put that energy out there. This pride, Lynette, I get speechless about it. Every day I wake up, I'm like, is this real? Wow. This is so amazing. It's incredible. And yeah, we're just grateful for you, for hanging in there and doing what you do and bringing this to the world and giving us the ability to go out and be a part of history and do something that's just never been done before. And I got nothing else. Go ahead, Herschel. It's incredible.
Well, and I know Lynette likes the hard stuff, right? So I'm gonna ask her a question, and this one I believe is very, very valid. It's a question that especially your tenured investors and things like that are looking at a project will want to know and understand. Can you share with us the reason for the locking of the liquidity or not, or the lack thereof, so that everybody can understand where you are in your position with that at this time of the project.
Right. So in the beginning stages, they got to figure this has only been here for a month. So like when we go on the additional chains, there won't be a liquidity raise. So if everybody remembers that 200,000, there was 200,000 of the MoveQuest that did the liquidity raise, and there was 100,000 that was added to the liquidity, 100,000 USDT to 100,000 MoveQuest. So at the moment, if we locked it up, we couldn't pull the 100,000 back out. And so we have to have access to that pool so that 100,000 MoveQuest can be returned back to the vault. There are some people that did buy a decent amount of MoveQuest from the liquidity raise. I think, those higher wallets above, like the 10,000, 6,000. If they decide to get a little wonky with their MoveQuest and they want to, sell right away, the evolution is able to do a temporary remove, like let's say a 1%. Okay, so let's say it's $100,000, whatever. It would also remove 100,000 of that MoveQuest, but then it would turn around and take that 100,000. They would buy back another 100,000 of the MoveQuest, and then it would add 200,000 to the liquidity pool. You probably have already seen that. If you go back through and you look on the smart contract, you will see where that's happened already a couple of times, where I don't know who it is, which is great. It's decentralized. People can do whatever they want. But just in one shot, somebody sold $85,000 of MoveQuest. Well, as stable as the foundation and the system is, it's still only a 30-day old token. Who in their right mind goes and sells $85,000 in one transaction with a token that's only been listed for 2 or 3 weeks? So it allowed the evolution to be able to go in and remove that excess that was there and buy double, buy the token and then add double the liquidity to further stabilize it. So there's some mechanics that take place in corrections and making sure that in the beginning stages, one, it can get that 100,000 back out and put it in the vault. Once everything is stable and clean and good and everything is strong, then it'll lock. But at the same time, you got to remember that if something like that did happen, then the evolution contract is not able to go in and make a correction, because we can make a call to a contract, tell it what to do and get it done, and then stabilize it with double the liquidity and make it solid again, because it holds MoveQuest, it holds USDT. It's able to do these things to keep it solid. So as somebody who did, buy token, when you bought those tokens during the liquidity raise, that you're actually, and everybody knew this, you're a market maker. You don't sell them until there's a demand for them. And if you sell them before the demand is there and you drive the market, which I had to laugh because you guys have to hear this, okay? I'm not making fun of the person, whoever it is. If you're on this call, hey, you did what you had to do. It's all good. But you got to think about this. The token was only at $33. They sold it. Now, on a DEX exchange, which is why I like these types of exchanges over a centralized exchange that have buy-sell orders, they wanted to dump $85,000. Now, mind you, they only spent $21,000, right, to buy those tokens. That's what they spent. Great. They sold. Kudos to them. You made a profit, whatever. That's great. But they drove it down to $27. That's what they got for it. Well, immediately the evolution flares up. Correct it. It came in and bought 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. I'm like, holy shit, when's it going to stop? You think about $100,000 or $120,000. It drove it up to $39. But then that person who sold all those tokens must have been going, what the hell just happened? And they had to go in and buy their 85,000, but they drove it up to $46. So now they sold them for 27. And then it must have freaked out when they see it, but that's what the evolution does. The evolution, you guys have got that money sitting there, right? You're spending that money. The evolution knows what to do and when to do it. It bought that baby right back up to $39, but he or she wasn't able to buy back that MoveQuest fast enough because the evolution contract was just going, 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 going. And so when they finally got their buy-in, it drove it up to $46. Now they had to go buy another $20,000 worth just to get the MoveQuest that they had sold at 27 and drove the price up a little even more. And I'm just sitting there going, oh, see, that's what happens when you buy and sell with emotion. You never do that. If you see a token going up like this, why would you want to dump that? You know what, you guys that hold Bitcoin, do you really go sell all your Bitcoin? Heck no. You know what you do? You sell a percentage of it to cover whatever expenses you have, and you let that baby keep on growing. But not that person. They were like, he pa. But you know why? It's new. They don't have faith in the system. They don't really understand it. Now I know they're mining. I don't even know if they were mining then. Like I said, I don't know who they are. I can just look at wallets. That's the great thing about these exchanges. But I did. I sat back and laughed. I'm just like, uh-huh, that's what you get. You'll never see it at $27 again, but that's what they got for those because they got greedy. I mean, that's what greed does. Emotion takes over and greed. And I call it greed because it is kind of greedy when you see a token that's going up like that. Who sells it like that? I mean, whatever. But that is the power of a self-funding ecosystem. And that's why that liquidity pool isn't locked either, because we have to get that 100,000 MoveQuest back out because that stabilizes the market even more for all of you who are here. And getting back to the next, all of the other chains that we go on, there won't be a liquidity raise because part of the percentage that comes out for the project will provide the liquidity for the next chain. Everybody will just have to buy them from zero. There won't be any liquidity raise to get the MoveQuest on the next chain on the market on that chain. Everybody will just go and buy, which right there in and of itself will create the next chain will be at double or triple the market value that we're at right now in this amount of time because there won't be a liquidity raise. It's not necessary anymore. So yeah, it's a very powerful project. Not everybody's going to believe it because they don't understand it. I understand crypto in a way that most people don't. And it's because of my math mind. That's all it is. They can love it or they don't have to. I mean, it doesn't, you can see here, don't take millions of people for this to fly. So, if they don't trust it, they don't believe it, that's okay. Sit back and watch. And when you do, then you can come in. It's never too late. It's never too late to get involved in Bitcoin. It'll never be too late to get involved here. But those of you that are here, we're talking to future millionaires.
Mm. Yeah, it's yeah, hands for that. I saw Brandon. A hand for that. Yeah, this is phenomenal. I know we have some questions out there. I saw a couple, one from JJ. He was asking, when will the 2,500 tokens be released each day? Because I know we've heard this before. We've answered it before,
They
but
are
for
already. That is what goes out every day is 2,500.
oh, I guess he's meaning the other 25 because I think it's supposed to be a total of
It's based on, like I said, I just
yeah.
added in an algorithm to the contract because it's based on buying, selling, size of the community, the amount of the submissions, and if you put too much in the market, you can see the selling. The selling's pretty healthy, right? The buying and everything else is healthy too, and it counters and it balances itself. But if you put too much in, I'm going to try to show you something here, so maybe you'll understand where this is going. Let me share my screen here. I'm sorry, I have to do spreadsheets. Everything I do are spreadsheets, but I'm just going to kind of give you, this here is telling you what the max supply is. I keep track every day. This is the vault balance. This is what's circulating, but this is the total amount in contract. So this is what the community is holding right there, 274,799 tokens. There's 106 that were in the mining dock that will go, it's for liquidity. And those are all moved at least once, sometimes twice a day. It just depends. This is what's in the comp plan for the community to still claim. This is what is in that wallet that ends in C06. This is what the evolution contract has purchased. And this is what is in the airdrop, which is that daily distribution. So for those of you that, you'll get questions about that FDV, the fully diluted market value, where it's like, I don't know, 1.3 billion or something like that. You have to kind of ignore that. We're not listed on CoinMarketCap, and once we are and they understand the circulating supply, they'll adjust that and the DEXs will pick it up. So our current liquidity, which is a little different now because the price went up, I haven't adjusted it. There's 23,200 MoveQuest in the pool, 1.599 million USDT. That gives the market value when I had updated the sheet at 68.92. The actual fully diluted market value is 18 million. It's not 1.3 billion because it's based on the amount of tokens that are in supply or in circulation, that 316,000. This is what the liquidity is. And to have a fully fluid liquidity pool, it would need 15.7 million for everybody to cash out every single one of their MoveQuest at that $68.92 price point. This is what this is what's docked currently. There's 12,368 miners in the mining docks. This is the number of Lennies, primaries, ultras, alphas, omegas. And this is where we're at in total submissions daily. So there's only 2,081 wallets that are submitting every single day. This is if everybody was to evolve, this is what would be added to the liquidity pool. Of course, it would have to buy MoveQuest, but that's what would be added to the liquidity just from the current evolution. What I did here was this is the MoveQuest distribution. Our last final round that closed for the mining shares, the global mining shares, was 5,985,000 million. 5,985 million. There we go. Talked too much today. What I did, and for those of you that want to try to figure that out, you take the global shares, which you get in your history, and here you can see I did it. So you would take the 2,500 and you would divide the global shares, okay? Divide it by the global shares. That's letting you know that every share that you've mined, which are really hashes that you're generating, is worth this amount. So if you take your individual shares that are in your mining dock, some of you will say if you're mining with Lennies, maybe it's 100,000, 300,000. I don't know what you have in your mining dock. People that are mining with Omegas, most of you are at the 7.5 million to 8.3 million, depending on what your miner has for elements and attributes and things. So I just rounded it up as an Omega 8 million shares. If you were maxing out doing 20,000 steps a day, you take the MoveQuest per proof of physical activity share, times it by the mining shares that you earned from your proof of physical activity, and you multiply it. Okay, and that would tell you that that you had mined 3.342 MoveQuest. That would give you about $230 a day, about 1,612 per week, about 6,900 per month. Okay, that's what the average person would be earning if they were maxing out using the 7 Omegas. Now, if the global increases by 1.5 times and the token value does as well, meaning it's at $155, even though the global mining shares have increased more than that 5 billion up here, now it's 8 billion, that means there's more people mining, you're still making more money, even if there's less MoveQuest going out. Because if the market value is increasing and you're mining less, it means you're still making more money. And you're going to make more money, yes, if the tokens increase, but that's only if people aren't overselling. So what we want to make sure of, and the algorithm will let us know, you always want to make sure you don't dilute the market. You want to make sure that the tokens are being sold when there's a demand. So when you look at the buy volume compared to the sell volume, we're almost always higher in buy volume. It's rare. When you see the red candlesticks, that means that there was more selling than there was buying. But for those of you that want to know what can you safely take out? I don't know if you guys seen the image that I sent around today. Just deduct what was sold from what was bought. And if it's a positive value, I don't know, did we get that sent around to everybody?
Yeah,
Let
you
me
did a
bring
great
it up.
job. It was in every chat on the Telegram. You
Yeah.
passed it around pretty
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know where it's at in this computer. I got so much garbage in here. But anyway, you can figure out what you take the number of tokens that you have. I mean, and if you got to sell more, you got to sell more. But if you really want to gauge it so that it is growing and you're still able to, pull out some of the money that you're mining and you want to make sure it doesn't affect the market value of the token, that's how you can do it if you use that, image that I shared with you. But you guys, it's a stable system. If somebody wants to sell out and you're happy at this price point, hey, all the more power to you. But if you see how the ecosystem works, I'm not giving you financial advice. Everybody do whatever it is that you want to do. It's a stable market. There's no whales here, except for the evolution contract. It's its own whale, but it's the community's money. So you guys are all your own whales. This is your project. This is your liquidity pool. take care of it. It's here forever. It just keeps feeding itself.
Mm.
There's no, I'm here. Okay, you guys all know who I am. I'm very transparent, and this is set up to work a specific way, and it's going to continue to work this way. Nobody else has control over any of this. They'll come find me if I tried to rip somebody off, but think about it like this. Why would I spend 3 years of my life to put this together so I could rip you all off when I could have done it like all the other projects and rip you off anyway? I'm not going to do that. I done this with no investor money. Nobody, putting this together. Nobody spending their money to pay to develop this. No, pre-sale to raise millions upon millions of dollars, okay, to cover the cost that it costs to build this. Why would I do that if I wanted to hurt the community? I'm doing this to set a precedence so that other projects will see how you're supposed to do this so that people can finally win the right way, because the crypto space is so powerful. It's life-changing. I want people to benefit from something done right. So maybe you don't know who I am. Maybe you don't understand exactly how this works, but I guarantee you I'm not hard to find. And I didn't put the last 3 years of my life on hold to do this so that I could come in after the fact to hurt the project that I've just worked so hard. And so as my developers and customer support and the community who have been here, during the beta testing, we didn't go through this to hurt anybody. We went through this to change the crypto space, to put the scammers to rest finally. Like, if you didn't do it the right way, we can get rid of the scammers on our own just by knowing how a real project needs to work. If we don't join their crap, they're going to quit creating it because they're not going to get any traction because they didn't do it the right way. We did it the right way. So I know the questions are there, but at some point you got to put a little faith in what you see here, what you have your hands on, because nobody has done this before and nobody is going to do this if they didn't have the community's best interests at heart. So that's, I guess, all I can say in my own defense. You have to have a little bit of faith in me that I know what I'm doing. Um, if that was my goal, I wouldn't have put all this money, time, and effort into something that I could have just dressed up all cute and pretty and done like everybody else does and already been on my way, on an island 2.5 years ago. Um, this was done the right way so that everybody can win. And I just hope everybody loves it and enjoys it. And I look forward to hearing everybody's success stories.
Mm. Stand and know, everybody. Stand and know. This has been a masterclass. I mean, I don't know what else you need to hear. There's a couple more questions. Herschel, go ahead. I know you wanted to say something earlier.
Oh no, I just had really, well, it is a question, but it's an easy one this time. Do you have, I think, do you have an idea, Lynette, or can you, not even an idea, can you share where we are in the rebranding process and whether or not it looks like we're on target for between the September the 15th and September the 30th for that to officially take place?
Yeah, we're absolutely on target. And we won't have to use test flight either. So corporate documents should all be back this week. So all that'll be good. Everybody just go in and download the app from whatever app store they're on. And yeah, everything is on target.
Perfect.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Huh?
Okay. A couple more questions, I guess. Towards the end of the chat, I saw this one came a couple times. Who controls the vault, and is it protected from hackers with being associated with decentralized markets or wallets?
So it's a smart contract. It absolutely cannot be hacked, and I am the one who controls it.
Boom. Thank you. All right. When is the next chain, the next blockchain? Or who is it? Yeah, there's two. They want to know what chain possibly and then or when.
So we will either go up on Blast, Base, or Arbitrum next. One of those three. We'll be on a total of 8 chains. Now, we were going to have that done by December, but I'll be honest with you, it's a lot of fast movement to get up on those chains to give people time to start minting. So I think what we're going to do is every 3 months add the next one, and every 3 months add the next one until everybody is a little more. Once everybody's got this down, and the community is pretty well here. Not, I mean, obviously we're going to always be growing, but once we have a stable community that understands how this process works, and you guys don't have to be on Zoom 24 hours a day to assist, then it would be time to go to the next chain and let people, they'll already know. They can just navigate over, they'll know what to do, mint their miners, get them docked, and the whole process will start again. So we're just kind of gauging it, I guess, based on the community's, growing. When the community is ready for it, we don't want to launch it too soon, and we want to make sure that people are understanding of what we're doing so that it's
Yeah.
easy for them to just, because that's going to be awesome. I mean, imagine having 8 different blockchains, the same proof of physical activity. You think you're making good money now, wait until you're claiming it on 8 different chains.
We don't even talk about that a lot, and we almost forget about that. But
Right.
I can imagine for a little bit. Okay, here's
But
another
here,
question.
here, here's
Oh
one.
yeah,
Here's
Herschel.
one that I do believe it is important for people to know and understand. Is there a succession plan in place should something happen to you?
Yeah, that was on there. Yep.
Yes, there is. Everything is already in place. Private keys access with in locked boxes with my attorney. There's people that have, like, my attorney has one half, the other one has the other half, all locked. There's already a will that's been done. Developers already know what to do. Everything is already handled. This thing runs without me.
Beautiful. Will the onboarding process be simplified?
Hey, you guys, you know what? You talk to the developers and the designers as much as I
I
do.
know. I was
So,
just
oh,
well.
that was a
I could tell
question.
you.
I thought you were asking me. I'm like,
No.
why are you asking me this?
Well, okay. Look,
Like,
I know a little bit of something, something. I'm just telling you guys. I've told you. When you see the app, your mind's gonna just go. You're gonna be like, "Are you kidding me?" That's all I gotta
yeah,
say.
you guys
It's
can't
gonna
even like
no.
you won't like when you open that app up, you're gonna be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
It doesn't even, it will blow your minds. It
Yeah.
absolutely has that multi-million
Yeah.
dollar look to
It
it.
has everything. The aesthetic. It has the user friend. It has everything.
Everything.
It's incredible.
It's
So
a beautiful thing.
it
It's
is.
still
It is.
crypto. We still
Yes.
have to know how to go buy crypto and send it from one wallet to another, create wallets and all. So it's still crypto. But understanding the onboarding flow and things like that is going to be a lot more intuitive to follow that process to know what to do next or what have you. But it's still crypto and it's still decentralized. There's a certain
Yep.
element in this process that would have to be centralized to make it easy, which is the thing that most projects that we're involved with are, because
Mhm.
somebody has their hand in control. To be decentralized, we have to get ourselves to the point to where we learn crypto, we understand crypto, and we can maneuver within the crypto space. That is one of the things that Lynette was mentioning earlier. After you see a project that is structured to work properly in the crypto space, it is going to make it a lot easier to identify what is not a real sustainable project in the future and where the fault points are in those projects or what have you. And having to connect your wallet, having to approve and confirm and all of those different steps. That's crypto, that's blockchain, that's decentralization. We want Big Brother to not be in our business. We're used to being able to pick up the phone and call customer service and have somebody check our account, fix problems behind the scenes, but we get mad when they have our information and they tell us no, we can't get access. Well, on the flip side, this is the decentralized space. What comes with having complete autonomy, if you will, there's a certain level of responsibility that comes from the person that's holding those assets. And what we're doing, we have to position ourselves to be knowledgeable of what it takes to protect ourselves and how to maneuver in the space. So it's education for everybody. And think about it like this. I personally don't care how hard it is. For the amount of money we're making, you people go to a job and get paid and make less. And they sit there for 8 hours. I'll sit through a 45 to an hour, 2 hour, or 3 hour one-time session to get onboarded to make this kind of money, but I'll do it every day.
Mic drop. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is there's a lot of good questions, man. When okay, we saw that one already. If so, okay, we got that one. Let me keep going. Oh, what about B&B? Yeah, what about the B&B chain? How does it what does it look like, Lynette?
So well, right now we did, everybody's understanding, we did 3 years of beta over there, building the foundation and everything that you see working on Avalanche. And so because of that, people were mining for 3.5 years. There wasn't the ecosystem like there is now because we were still developing all of those stages. And then, of course, bringing in different builders and promotions and things like that that we did over there to keep, moving. Because a lot of people just didn't get what we were doing. And so it really hasn't 3 years of, I think we started out with like 25, 30 people that were doing the beta with us, that are mining. It got up to 50 and then to 100, all that stuff. So it wasn't what I would call it's very hard to pull up from that, from all that beta testing. And in order for this to really show its proof, demonstrate the power of what this project actually is, we launched it on the next chain because we were supposed to be on 6 by the end of December, but we're going to slow it down just a little bit. Six by December is a little much. But our first one was Avalanche. And so we got that, the next chain up, which is our third chain. Get that one listed, full ecosystem. Nobody mined one day prior, and basically just demonstrated the power of this project. And you've seen where it went. So we will, list the MoveQuest over on the Binance Smart Chain. We're doing some corrective stuff over there anyway on the GFAM, and I'll go over all the GFAM and what goes on with that. Most people that are on this call don't have the GFAM. But I would say give us at least another 3 to 4 weeks before we really have that one kind of primed up and ready to move along again. And then we'll get that MoveQuest listed over there, and you'll see it do the same thing that MoveQuest did here. We'll go up on the next chain. Then MoveQuest will do the same thing there. So we'll probably list the Binance and the next chain relatively close, if not at the same time. But definitely, Binance Smart Chain, that was a great chain for all of our beta testing. And you guys have no idea how many smart contracts and how many bumps and bruises. There are people that have been here since day one that are on this call. They all know the pain that we went through. This has never been done before. We wrote all our own code. There's over almost 2 million lines of code in this project, just so you guys understand how complex this is. Everything that we've done over there, it took a lot of time, and that's how we got to where we are today. Sorry, I just seen this here.
Oh wow, that's a
It's not
lot
my
of yeah.
attorney. I keep my attorney information to myself. That's nobody. Don't take this the wrong way, you guys. My legal, how I handle my lawyers and whatnot. This, we're not talking about an MLM project where you have to know if it's legitimate. We're regulatory compliant. I don't share who my lawyer is with anybody because I don't really feel like it's anybody's business or how I found them or anything like that. But not trying to be rude to you, but that's my personal business.
Yeah, you kind of jumped ahead on me. I'm a little further up, but a lot of questions are coming in. But let's go get to this one. Can you explain the special high power miners based on the ID number? Just going to address every question. We're just going to go down the line here.
So the ID number, when you look at it, the first number is the type of miner. Okay, so if it starts with, I think Lenny's are eights. That's a Lenny. Primaries begin with a 1, ultras begin with a 2, the alphas begin with a 3, and the omegas a 4. The second number is your element. And then the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh number, those are correlated to your steps, your distance, your workouts, your calories, and your sleep. And then the eighth and the ninth number are the primary and secondary colors, basically a placeholder because we'll be adding additional ways to mine with these miners in the future. Each one of the percentages in your attributes will give you a mining boost on whatever activity is that you're doing. The element will give you, if it's lightning, a 10% boost. If it is like the water sign, it's a 35% mining boost on sports or fitness activity that has to do directly with water, whether it be swimming or skiing or even snow sports, because that's considered water, things of that nature. And so that's how those NFT IDs correlate to the mining power. In addition to that, you get intensity bonuses on your steps. You'll see a little graph 5, 10, 20, and 30% based on how fast you walk. And then the Omega miners based on your increased activity or at least consistent activity Once we go into our rebranded site, you'll start to see those will start to increase their mining power. They can increase as much as 1,000%. But if your physical activity begins to slow down, then that mining power will begin to go backwards to that 300% mining power. So there's a lot of information on those miners that have specific to do with that physical fitness that you're doing. I want to tell you that calories and sleep only mine at 5% per category. Steps, distance, workouts is 30% each. So 90% comes from that real strenuous physical type of, activity that you're doing. Listen, guys, the max calories, if you reach 2,000 calories, you've maxed.
Hmm.
It's the same at 2,000 as it is at 4,000. Women cannot burn 4,000 calories unless you are really eating a lot. And then you're skinnier probably than what you even ate. Women have a hard time burning 2,000, but some men burn up to 4,000. So men felt like they were getting slighted if they were getting over 3,000 calories, and women felt like they really had to work hard to get to 4,000. You have to understand that from 2,000 to 4,000, it mine's the same. So if you're a man or a woman, just, whatever, you can't burn more calories than you take in. If you do, you're going to get sick. So be careful. Like, don't push yourself to get those max out them calories because it really doesn't have, yes, it's some mining, but the biggest part of your mining is really that the steps, the distance, and the workouts. That extra boost that you're getting with your sleep and your calories, that's more of a passive type of mining. Just let them just let them do their own thing and don't push yourself to burn more calories than what you should be burning. We don't want anybody keeling over on us.
Lynette, you mean to
There you
tell
go.
me I've been doing this presentation for 4 months on that slide? Now I understand what it means by 2 to 4,000 is
Yeah,
max.
right.
That
Yeah,
I kept
right.
thinking 4,000 is the max, but 2 to 4,000.
No,
I
that
just learned
was
It
something new.
mine's the same at that level.
that helped. That just opened everybody. I think everybody needs to hear that what you just did. The
I didn't know that. I just
90%,
learned something new.
90%. Yeah, that was I did too. I was like, whoa,
And my
that was a
sister,
great
she
take.
keeps telling me, "Oh my God, I'm trying to get to 4,000 calories." I said, "For what?" Well, because I'm trying to close the calorie. I'm like, "Oh my God, how many times do I have to tell you not to do that?"
Yeah.
Like,
So now we know where to focus, people. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
yep.
All right, here we go. Brandon, you got anything else? I know Brandon just chimed in. I mean, you probably got some questions as well. Any leaders,
Me? Oh no. I mean,
you good?
everything Lynette said is great. It's a matter of fact that the one thing everybody needs to pay attention to is that big number there. As a community-driven event, let's get to 10,000 people. This is Project 10,000. We saw what the number is at 8,500. $1,300 a token. The MQT tokens are valuable. We've been saying this. I know that exact number. That person that dropped $86,000, he dropped 2,853 MQT tokens. What
Hmm.
is that value going to be in 2 months from now, 6 months from now? So let's work as a community. Let's plug into the presentations. You guys, Herschel is doing a phenomenal job without getting paid to come up here and give your time. But Herschel says something very, very important. He said that every single person needs to take that personal responsibility to learn this new skill set and learn this technology because this technology is not going anywhere. You're going to need to learn it in everything in life in the future. But it's up to you to learn. People say, can you make this easier? No, we need to make you smarter. You need to
Hmm.
learn how to use this and not tell me, you mean I have to listen to an hour-long presentation? If you want to make $200 a day, yes. You
We
choose
would
not
take
to.
exactly. You know what, Brandon? We would take the decentralization away if we simplified it. What you guys don't understand is that this is 100% on chain. There is nobody managing this. It's you. You're not waiting on me to push a button. If I made this easier, it means I would take that power away from you. Now you're depending on me. That's what happens with all these other projects. They make them simple, and that's how you get screwed over.
Hmm.
That's why this is managed with smart contracts. I know that I'm not going to rip anybody up, but how do you know that? If I'm custodian of your money, you're waiting on me to push a button so you can get paid. Okay, let's say this thing makes $1 bazillion, and now I'm managing all your money. Not a smart contract. Nobody knows me from anywhere. I wouldn't expect you to trust me. You shouldn't trust anybody with your money. This is completely on chain. You're in control. So guess what? You gotta learn a little bit, but it's worth it.
Hmm.
Once you do it, you never have to do it again.
Wow.
But it
Wow.
protects you. It's on chain. there's nobody that can run with your money because none of your money ever touches a person but you. It's all escrowed in these smart contracts. I don't have access to your money. I don't want access to your money, but I'm saying I built it this way so you can't get ripped off.
Wow, incredible. Okay, looks like the community handled most of the questions, so I'm just gonna go up to the hands that are raised. Mr. Chadwick Robinson, my brother, what's on your mind? You're unmuted.
My brother, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
All right, man. I'm out here in the rain, getting my miles in. Nothing is gonna stop me. I'm talking through my smart glasses, guys. So maybe I hope that everyone can hear me
Oh, we hear
loud
you.
and clear. But I'm just so inspired and honored with the opportunity. And I just want to say that I just wanted to give some roses out tonight for Herschel for doing an amazing job on the presentation, being dedicated and being consistent, with just putting forth that effort to continue to educate the community. I definitely want to shout out to you as well, Ken, because guess what? We've been friends for so long. We've been through so many ups and downs, but we always been brothers. And proud to be a blockchain boy with you. And we're doing some amazing things right now and impacting lives. And Ken, you definitely impacted so many lives. And I just wanted to give you your flowers because, you're one of the most genuine friends that I know. And you've reached out to people, and just because of you reaching out to them, lives are being changed. And so I couldn't be more proud to be a brother and a friend to you. And I want to also shout out to, of course, the creator herself, Miss Lynette. Miss Lynette, let's just send a just abundance in the chat. Everybody send some heart. Let's send some love to Lynette because she is the visionary. And I
For
tell
real.
people all the time, a leader can take you to where they've been, but a visionary can take you to where they're going. And Lynette is definitely a visionary. She is taking us on this journey of everything that she has in her mind. She's bringing it into reality, and we're able to enjoy that experience. And so just for a moment here, for everyone that's listening to the sound of my voice, I want you to just erase what you know for a moment and allow me to draw images on the canvas of your imagination. And I want to speak to the greater version of you. I want to speak to the person who still has a dream. I want to speak to the person who still has belief. I want to speak to the person that's in the one-bedroom apartment right now, but you picture yourself in a beautiful home, taking care of your family. And I want to let you know that this opportunity is not to be wasted. You make the decision. Jim Rohn says it best. We will correct the errors of the past and set up new disciplines for the future. And I believe that is exactly what Lynette has done. Coming from years of working on this thing in the Binance Smart Chain, moving over to Avalanche, correcting the errors of the past. This thing is on a pathway to set us all free. And you have a chance to be a part of this revolution. All you have to do is plug in and stay connected, guys. Plug in and stay connected to everything that you're seeing. Okay, make sure that if you have one Lenny, go get a second one. Go get a third one. I'm so proud of some of the leaders that I've seen inside of the crypto millionaire chat that started with one Lenny and now they're posting, they have 7 Lennies. I'm so proud of them because they're catching the vibe. They're walking in the rain. They're walking out night. And I'm so empowered by the rain right now because anytime it's raining, it's a cleanse that's going on. And right now, I'm just speaking prophetically for for the believers. There's a cleanse that's going on in your life when the rain is falling. It's no wonder that we're breaking over a new high of $70, the power of 7 tonight with Lynette live on this call. Understand that everything happens for a reason. Understand that everything is connected. We are all interconnected. You are in the right vibration, in the right frequency right now, in this moment of time, to make a decision to change the course of your financial future. A wise man once said, if you knew that your dreams would come true, how big would you dream? How big would you dream? Don't be a seed. Be your own harvest. Plant yourself in fertile soil, get connected. And remember, there's 3 things you can do when a train comes. You can stand in the front of it and watch it run you right on over. Or you can stand on the side of it and watch it pass you by. or you can hop inside like myself, Ken Francis, Herschel, so many other amazing leaders, and Lynette, the creator herself, and hop inside and enjoy the MQT money train. Let's go.
That's
Oh,
awesome, Chad.
yeah, I wasn't ready. That was
Yeah, you
phenomenal,
a
man.
preacher?
Yeah, he definitely prophetic, and I wouldn't expect anything less, man. He is definitely a brother to me, and obviously you can see he's a brother to everybody. He just spoke over everybody, and that was powerful, and we appreciate that, man. We really, really do. That's the kind of leadership that we've attracted, and that's kind of the leadership that has been developing and has the experience, and we're just finding what you've built, Lynette, to be so prophetic that we are attaching to your vision, your dream, and the things that you want to go out here and empower people with. And it's bringing people's gifts out, and they're just letting themselves be free, and I think you've established that we're going to be transparent, we're going to be open, we're going to be intelligent about what we do, and we're going to set up precedents for what should be done in the space. And we're very, very grateful for you. We really, really are. And yeah, it's just the beginning, right? It's the very beginning. So anybody else got anything? Yeah, that was incredible. Brian Rose, I'm calling on any leaders out here. Quentin Bradford, I know you're in Mexico with your bride and the honeymoon and all that great stuff. But if you're on here, I saw your names. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Add to the call. Lynette, I don't think we have any more questions. I think everybody's just fired up. 10,000 is a real thing. We're ready to go get it. We're 100% behind you, no matter what's being said, no matter what's out there. We don't care.
Oh, they're
This,
coming for us. I'll tell you, like
it
that
doesn't
fraud
matter.
token on Solana.
We're
You
on
got
offense
these,
right now. We're on offense.
yeah,
We
you got
don't
all
care.
these crazy people
We
talking.
don't
I'm
care.
just like,
We
I
don't we
don't care
don't
what
care.
they
Yeah, yeah.
say. I know
We
what
don't.
we got here.
Exactly. Okay, Mr. Quentin Bradford, come on, my friend, my brother, and my other brother. Go ahead, man. How you
Well,
feeling?
can you hear me, sir?
We hear you. We hear you.
Well, hopefully there's not too much background noise, but I'm just gonna be real quick. Just first I want to give flowers to all of you guys for just leading the charge, leading the Zoom. I've got people messaging me right now about you, Lynette, and just how incredible and knowledgeable you are. And people are just excited to have something that is real. But I know me and Kim, we go back a long ways in a lot of the different deals that we've been a part of, and we
Yeah,
always had one thing, and it has never been more true than now.
yeah.
And that is be here a year from now.
Mm,
Be here a year from now. And I promise you, there's no way you're going to be a part of this ecosystem and this project and not have a different life 1 year from now, 6 months from now. And that is the goal, just to impact people. So, guys, keep doing what you're doing. I'm excited. Look, I'm getting it in right now before dinner. About to go eat, but I said, look, I have to hurry up and get it because I can't afford to miss. My future kids can't afford for me to miss
Wow.
tonight.
Wow.
Generations can't
You know what
afford
I
for me to
think?
miss tonight.
Wow.
Right. You know what I think is amazing? And we've only been on the Avalanche chain for a little over a month, but I can't tell you how many messages I've gotten. Some people that I've caught my mortgage up. I was able to pay my utilities. I paid my car payment. It was being repossessed. I got this
Mm,
done. I got that. That makes me feel good. And
yeah.
it hasn't affected the market value of the token. In fact, if you look at it, the market value still goes up. So while we're changing people's lives, it's still growing, it's still building, it's still getting more and more powerful because
Mm,
of the way it's been created. It's been created like a blockchain without being a blockchain. And so I love hearing those stories. That's why I created this, so that people's lives are changing. You can go out and enjoy the better things in life. You can, you're more healthy, you're happier, you're, building your own wealth, and it's protected because it's all on chain, because it's all managed by smart contracts. You don't have to worry about
mm,
somebody taking off with your money because you're
mm,
in control of it. And so if you make money here, it's because you put the work in and you got healthy, and you're mining those tokens, and you can cash them out whenever you want to.
mm.
And yeah, I love hearing the stories. It makes me feel really good. It makes me feel like I've accomplished what I set out to do. And
Right.
we're still doing it. We're going to continue to do it.
Yeah. I can't wait to compile all these amazing social testimonies. I mean, Lynette, within 2 weeks of us being on the chain, lives were being changed. Just to let you know,
Yeah.
people were like, "I don't need that second job. I don't need to do Uber. I was able to do this. I was able to do that in 2 or so weeks. Like we hadn't even reached the $4 or $5 token. What was it?
Yeah.
$10? And it's
Yeah.
like now the conversation is totally different. It's really, I mean, I run out of words to explain what we're going through right now. it is
You
like a
don't have to sell all your tokens to pay a bill. You can sell a percentage and still pay your bills, and it'll just get better like that. I mean, you
yeah,
guys, this is Bitcoin on steroids. You have no idea. I don't know if people really understand
yeah,
how solid I built this, but I
yeah,
did it on purpose. Okay, I
yeah.
did it on purpose.
Yeah, what you said earlier was crazy too about having acquiring less tokens later, but them being valued more. I want people to wrap
Hmm.
their heads around that. Just get what she said. I hope I know you caught that. Some of us did. The fact that later, moving forward, as we grow, because it's obvious we're going to grow, you're going to be accumulating less token, but it's going to be worth more. How do we go from more token changing lives to less token? What is that? Who does this? I'm just asking. It's unbelievable what we're dealing with right now. And I might sound goofy or whatever, but I don't care. I'm just excited. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's
It is
crazy.
exciting.
It is. Go ahead, Herschel. I heard you giggling over there.
Oh no. Well, listen. I want to thank Miss Lynette for coming out and
Yes, we
sharing
do.
some time with her. I want to make sure that she's willing to come back in the future. So we're gonna let
Of
her go.
course, I'm always, you guys know I'm here.
Thank you, Broderick. Thank you, Broderick. She said I didn't sound goofy. Appreciate it, Broderick.
Or what have you. So I know as we are moving into the rebrand, so can I go ahead and confirm that we can have you back next Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern?
Mm.
Are you asking me that? Yeah, I can be here
Yes.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Oh,
Perfect.
I love it. I
Perfect.
love it.
Because I know we're moving toward the rebrand coming up. And um, I believe, and I don't know, we've been working on Project 10K. And now that we see for everybody to see those numbers that you shared this evening, I'm issuing the challenge to the community. There's 220 people still on the call right now. I believe we can get to 10,000 people by Thanksgiving.
Mm. September, October. No. Whoa, that's a nice window. I mean,
September,
that's yeah.
October, November. I
If it
don't see
happens
why we
before, we're
can't
all
get to
good.
10,000 by Thanksgiving. Sound like a
Yeah.
good Christmas to me.
Uh,
So
yeah, I like it. I like it.
as let's make it happen. I know
Let's
we can
do it.
do better, but
Oh yeah,
let's do
yeah,
that. So,
absolutely.
Ms. Lynette, we thank you for being here, everyone. We thank you for listening in and sharing your time with us this evening. I am going to go ahead and end the call now so I can start rendering this recording so that I can get it into the Telegram group so everybody can actually have access to it. Once again, we'll be back tomorrow evening. If you have any friends, family, or strangers that you think may need to hear or be interested in hearing what we have to offer with this particular platform, please have them jump on tomorrow evening for a complete overview. Every day at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do a walkthrough, we do training, Q&A training
Right.
to try to help individuals understand, how to determine what they need to get started. They're having problems or issues, little nuances with evolving and things of that nature. Those are the types
Right.
of things you can come in and try to get answers to from at 2 p.m. Eastern every day. And then we'll be back here at 2 p.m. I'm sorry, at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. We're doing this Monday through Friday at the moment. And every day right now at 12 p.m. Eastern. Is that right?
Yes. Well,
12
no.
Eastern or 1 Eastern?
Yeah, it's two p.m. Eastern,
No, I'm
1
talking
p.m. Central.
about Brandon Ivy. I think
Oh,
he's at
Brandon.
1 p.m.
1
Eastern. Yeah,
p.m. Eastern.
1
Yeah,
Yes.
p.m.
we're on back to
Eastern.
school schedule now.
There
So
you
1
Yes.
go.
p.m.
Yeah.
Now
1
tomorrow I'm
p.m.
doing it twice.
It
I'm doing it
moved
at
the
1 p.m.
hour.
Eastern
Oh.
and 8 p.m. Eastern. So one
Oh.
hour before the training. So you got double time for people that have never
Oh.
seen this for the first time. Because I'm just going to do an overview of what this is. And then Herschel's going to show you guys why and how and underneath the hood. So you got
There you
four
go.
presentations tomorrow at
Wow.
1 p.m., 2 p.m., 8 p.m., and 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Mm.
Perfect.
So you're
Perfect.
saying by
Perfect.
evening time we should have 300, 500 on these Zooms for
We
sure.
should have 10,000 people by Halloween. I'm gonna tell you that.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, folks, hey, it's
Let's
it's
get
time to
it.
armor up. It's time to armor up and just hold the line. The energy you feel right now, that vibration you're feeling right now, it's real. Hold the line, armor up, be a champion for this cause of what we're really, really doing. You heard from the creator tonight. You know what she's about. Forget about all the other stuff. Focus. Put your blinders on. Let's go. Let's move. Let's make this happen. Appreciate everybody. Herschel, you got
Well, you
anything?
know,
Anybody else?
whenever you have anything
Oh,
great, Ken,
no.
you're always going to have
Of course.
the opposite coming after you. Of course, they're going to say I'm a scammer. Of course, they're going to put
Of
up the
course.
scam coins like they do on Solana. They're going to say whatever they want. Frankly, you guys, I don't care what they say. I know that might sound maybe crass or whatever. I really don't care what they say. It's why I don't go over there and debate with them because I don't care what they say. First, they don't have a clue what they're talking about. I've watched some of their crypto stuff. I'm like, oh my God, these guys are total idiots, but whatever. You know, they think they know something, but you know what? When they see this thing go and stay and stabilize and stay and stabilize, they're going to ruin their own reputation and they're going to be called out for the idiots that they are. I know who I am. I know what I do and I know what I've created and I know why I created it. I don't care what they say. And all of you are here working hard. You guys are here. You understand it. You get it. I just ignore them because you know what? They're going to say what they want to say anyway. It doesn't matter what I say. And frankly, they don't mean nothing to me. They're not part of my life. They're not part.
All right, everybody. Let me get this recorded now. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Good night, everybody. We love you, man.
Tomorrow.
Till tomorrow.